And away we go. It is the Nightcap, brought to you by Galactic Fried Chicken, right here on BearcatJournal.com, www.galacticfriedchicken.com. Go to the website, get the app. They will deliver right to your front door, pretty much anywhere inside the 275 loop, or head down to Dayton, Kentucky, and get yourself some of the Galactic goodness in person. The best chicken tenders in the city, fried chicken, French fries, coleslaw, fried pickles, all of that and more. Time to pump it up. Save yourself 15%. All right, Aaron, let's get to this. I didn't feel the need for a live show tonight to do even more deep digging into the University of Houston. Saturday, 7 o'clock, in front of at least 100.
I don't think they should even
have fans.
I don't even think they should have a football game. I think they should just have the 5 best people who think they can drink the most vodka Red Bulls line up at the 50-yard line. Just see what happens.
Just drinking games. Just 4 drinking games. One will signify each quarter that is to be played. Do you have a halftime drinking game as well?
Cincy Light.
Yeah, you break it up with Cincy Light at halftime.
Keg stands.
Yeah, I'm down. I think it's a great idea. That way I don't have to watch it. But
I'd watch.
Watch it. I mean, no, the game. The game. Right. But we do have to watch it.
This idea is more entertaining.
Yeah. So we'll see you at the Holy Grail. You can watch it with us. 7 o'clock Saturday night. I'll be there with bells on. Maybe I'll wear actual bells, like a Christmas hat or something.
Wear the wig.
I could wear the wig. That might go over better. But yeah, so much like the game, I don't think this is going to be a very. I don't think when we do 3 keys, I think it's going to be very simple this week. Like when you're on a losing streak, Aaron, sometimes you got to simplify the playbook. You gotta get back to basics. You gotta focus on the things that got you here, and improve on the little errors that are adding up to be big errors. And I think we're going to do that with our 3 keys tonight. So I'll first turn it over to you.
Sure. Well, I think we're probably both going to be relatively close on this if I had to guess. Number 1, win the turnover game. Stop giving the ball up more than you're taking it away. So if that means that that you're going to end up with 0 interceptions or 0 fumble recoveries, then don't give the ball away. It's simple as that.
Well, the way they're playing, it's impossible to win the turnover game because they don't get any. But if you tie the turnover game,
I'd even
tie the turnover game.
But they did have 2
against Oklahoma State, and they got destroyed. They got blown out.
Yeah, well, I don't think they won the turnover game that game either.
I don't think they did either, but they got to, and they still got blown out. So, yeah.
Well, number 2, get the passing game going early. Whatever that means, whether that means that you need to have a quarterback change early, or you're going to go back and forth, or we're going to see more of old Lichty back there. I guess young Lichty back there. Whatever it takes, but you can't be one-dimensional and win games. We have seen that all season long, and it's not winning games. So you got to change something up.
Here's the fun part, Aaron. 59 degrees, 70% chance of rain. Rainfall on Saturday in Houston around 1/2 inch. So, conditions are going to be great too.
That may actually play into Cincinnati's hand if the other team cannot pass the ball.
True. 14 mile an hour at the winds.
It's tough to give up a 50-yard deep ball when the conditions are that way. So again,
they'll still make it happen.
Maybe this plays into their hand. Just don't get the pass interference calls that you've been getting either at that point. And we'll see what happens. In any case, test your depth. The key to success right now for the end of the season was said to be finding out what you got. So let's find out what we got. There's really no reason not to at this point, especially against Houston, unless you plan on just doing it in garbage time, which starts in the second quarter against Kansas. We'll see. But
yeah,
that's what I got.
All righty, let's get to mine. Mine are even more direct and to the point than yours, Aaron.
That's usually how it goes.
Complementary football. Can we get back to some version of that, where when the offense plays well, the defense plays well, and special teams helps out, and you don't have a situation where you can never play with the lead, because on the rare occasion that your offense gets the lead, the defense gives it up immediately, and the offense never actually gets to play with the lead, even though, once a game or so, roughly, they get a lead, and then poof, and then they're playing from behind the rest of the game. So complementary football is key number one to me. You know what's key number two, Aaron?
What's key number two, Chad?
Win.
Oh, that's the
Win
key
the
to victory?
damn game.
That's
Win
the
the damn
victory.
game. Yeah. Yeah. That's the key to victory. Win the damn game. Forget all the talking and all the it's this and a little bit of that and a little bit of, no. Figure it out. You had a heated meeting on Sunday. Everybody screamed at each other. Everybody's feelings are out on the table. You're tired of losing. The next two games after this,
Tough
they're
sledding.
not as winnable as this one, to put it mildly. Win. Get on the plane up one and go home.
Houston's got people already leaving the program before last week. So that's something that we haven't seen yet. So figure it out.
Number three is the best one though, Aaron. See 1 and 2. Get a lead, maybe accidentally build on that lead, get to the end of the game with one more point than Houston, and get on the plane.
Let's see if we can get up that 13 snap total with the lead tomorrow.
It's still, I can't even fathom that that's a real number. I said that I was on with Lance and Rocky tonight, and I said to them, it's one of those things like when it jumps in your brain, you're like, I need to look like that seems like they haven't played with the lead very much. Right? And then you start like, I have my little piece of notebook paper out and I'm writing, all right, this game, they took 0 snaps with the lead. And, they took 78 snaps, 78 offensive snaps, and they had the lead on 0 of them. And look at that game. There's 74 offensive snaps, and they had the lead for 4 plays. And you get to the end of it, like you get to the middle of it, and you're like, oh, this is even badder than I thought.
Batter.
Yeah, this is bad. Oh, this is bad than I thought. And you get done, and you don't even, on the offensive play side, you don't even have to do math in your head. You just know 10 plus 3 is 13, or 9 plus 4 is 13, whatever it is. I did go to public school in Northern Kentucky, but they taught us that at least. Although if you're a kid now, it'd take you half an hour to figure out what 9 plus 4 is.
Well, you have to do it the crazy way.
Right. It'd take you half an hour instead of the 1 second that, never mind. I'm not going to get into it. But yeah, then you do the totals and you're like, oh my God, like this is impossible to be true. And it was. And
it was.
If you're going to win, I mean, at this point, Aaron, it almost feels more likely that they win a game where they had the lead, where the offense had the ball for 0 snaps with the lead, like meaning they take the lead on the last
win
drive.
on a defensive
No, well, like if you
six.
take the lead on the last drive, and then Houston ends the game
Fair
with the
enough.
ball,
Fair
then
enough.
your offense, or if you kick a walk-off field goal down 1, then your offense never takes a snap. Like, it almost feels more fitting.
Special teams, if they were able to do something,
right?
Anything.
It almost feels more fitting that that's what's going to happen, is they're going to manage to win a game without ever taking a snap with the lead.
Just by accident.
Yeah, it's whatever. Annoying. It's so hard to even like doing the show on like a Monday after the game. That's not that bad because there's enough to talk about. By the time you get to Wednesday in a season like this, that's what it feels like.
You feel like you need to brush your teeth afterwards because everything that you've said has just been gross.
It's just gross. Well, like, and trying to even like plan, like, what the fuck are we going to talk about? Because I don't want to talk about any of it now.
We do this every night right now, and it's
every night.
At least we have a good conference. At least there's a good conference we can talk about at this point.
Could you imagine
that's been the saving grace? If we had done this in the American, you might have had to find a new co-host. I might have needed to find a new host.
No, I'm not. I can't go anywhere.
You might have found something else to do on these nights. Aaron, it's up to you. Figure it out. You're in charge.
You know who it would have fallen on? Keegan. You're in on Thursdays, buddy. He's at the West Miller show right now, so
good on him.
He's doing work. Let's talk a little basketball. Big 12. Last night, Texas Tech hammered Texas A&M Commerce. Tonight, a couple games. Hey, congratulations to John Brown. He didn't win, but I mean, he put up a fight against Baylor. 96-70. Scored 34 in the first half and 36 in the second. I mean, a 70-point night for John Brown. That's it's impressive.
Yeah, it looks like Iowa State is up on Lindenwood currently, and TCU is up on Omaha currently, both as expected.
Tomorrow night, pretty big night. As you know, Cincinnati and Detroit Mercy. ESPN Plus, that tips off at 7. UC is at Miami, Florida. Monmouth, West Virginia. Manhattan and Kansas. Bellarmine, Kansas State. Mississippi Valley State, Oklahoma. An interesting one for BYU. They were pretty good on opening night. They host San Diego State at 9 tomorrow night, and Delaware State at Texas.
That UCF Miami game doesn't have a spread yet, but Miami being number 13 in the country, not a team I would want to start my second game of the season out with.
No, I don't know why you just go to my. Well, I don't think it's a neutral site game. It doesn't say.
It does. It's at
Watsco Center in Coral Gables, Florida. That's Miami. So, yeah. Oof. Good luck to the Knights of Gold. More power to them. Maybe they can hang a banner. Did you see they hung their somebody got a picture in their gym? They hung their second round NIT banner.
You did it.
What are we doing here? When does the NIT Elite 8 banner go up in the third arena?
Never.
Right.
Ever.
Right. Anything else you want to talk about? There was an appeal approved.
That was what I was going to get to. Yep.
Okay, go ahead.
I was just going to say there was an appeal approved it was a Texas transfer.
He was at Texas, then Texas Tech. Now he is at Cal, ironically playing for Aziz Bandago's former coach, Mark Manson.
He seems okay with it. But he was on the team, I believe, where there was some crazy things going on.
Apparently, Mark Adams, who is no longer the head coach at Texas Tech, referred to him as his slave.
As I said, crazy things going on. The fact that this was even in appeals is bananas to me. Like,
it shows exactly why they would open themselves up to antitrust lawsuits, because they had no intention of granting any waivers. The only way you're going to get one is via an appeal.
This is the first one, though, that you shouldn't even have to look at this. Don't even stamp it with the red rubber stamp. Put that one through. If you do nothing else, put that one through. You set yourself up to look like a bunch of assholes.
Here's the funny part of that. Like, by the letter of their actual law, the coach was removed at Texas Tech. So then no problem. Kids should have to stay there.
Yeah, because
you shouldn't be able to leave.
There's no triggering coach. There's no triggering memories there at that university for certain rooms or just where things happened that would make you go back to that moment where you were called. Man,
here's my other favorite part. You know, I ended up at Cal.
I don't.
That's where one of his assistant coaches from Texas Tech, that horrible place that he had to leave, they ended up there. So he's now there.
Huh.
Does it have any impact here? Real quick, does it have any impact here? I don't think so. I know that would have been the perfect place to go. I know. I don't think so. This case is completely different than anything that's on the table with either of these two guys. So I don't think it is a sign the floodgates are opening. I think it's a sign the NCAA is a fucked up institution. Correct. And this never should have been an appeal. It should have been approved immediately on the waiver. Oh,
regardless where you want to go, it doesn't matter that any of the staff previously was there or anything. None of that should be. I was being facetious
about the NCAA and the way that they operate and the way that they do things. Like this shouldn't. Did you hear why the waiver got denied initially?
Because they deny all waivers initially.
Well, they gave because he waited a month after Mark Adams got fired to enter the transfer portal. So the NCAA decided, well, if you were that traumatized, you would have left immediately.
Trauma is not up to you. When did you become the arbiter of what trauma looks like? That's the problem with all of this.
The kid's like, well, actually, I promised the athletic director that I would give him the time to make a hire and then make my decision. So yeah, it took me a little time to make a decision and enter the transfer portal. But the transfer portal is open for a window. You can't all of a sudden go back and say, well, you didn't. I know the house was on fire, and we're really mad at you for waiting until your room was engulfed in flames to get out.
What are we doing here? This is the problem with them being the arbiter on mental health. Like you don't get to make those decisions. None of you have doctor in front of your name, and if it is, I guarantee you, it's not for psychology.
Right. Just shut up. Just shut up. They don't know. All right, now we can go. That's the Nightcap, brought to you by Galactic Fried Chicken. Right here on BearcatJournal.com. See you tomorrow night.
See ya.